Hey guys, it's Hazel here. Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. You guys read the title for today's video, guys. I will be doing another Train With Me episode. Episode 7 was my last training video, was posted like 9 months ago, so it has been quite a bit since my last training video. It's just because I can't think of like very interesting topics to really talk about, so that's why like some training episodes like have really random topics. Like my last training episode was about Halloween pets. It's just because I can't come up with like really good topics to talk about, like I said. But like today's topic is actually pretty interesting. I have been seeing this like idea going around on like TikTok. I do not have a TikTok for Star Stable, but like I do have my personal TikTok where I do get some Star Stable videos appear on my feed. So I've been seeing this idea going around over there. It may also be going around on YouTube or something, but it is about a vintage barn that people are talking about. Basically, if you don't know what a vintage barn is, what this topic is, it's basically where every month Star Stable will bring back Generation 1 and 2 horses, those very old crusty horses that a lot of people love, including me. Now, a lot of people are saying that Star Stable is actually not able to do this, which is also not necessarily true, even though Star Stable said they're never ever coming back. But technically, since we do still have these older horses in our stables, the files are not gone. Also, sorry if my game lags a lot in this video. I haven't really been able to record any Star Stable videos since the summer like festival still here, and like my screen like lags and freezes like every like 5 seconds if I go on Star Stable past like 12 p.m. because everybody's online, so I have to do like all like the summer stuff literally at like 10 a.m. in the morning. Anyways, back to the topic that this video is about. So, like I said, technically the files are not gone, because if the files were all gone, we would not be able to ride or order like Generation 1 and Generation 2 horses. So Star Stable is thinking about this idea all because of this one person like reached out to Star Stable saying, hey, I have this idea. Is this idea possible? And Star Stable actually did reply back to this person. I forget which person emailed Star Stable about this, but I saw this on TikTok, and they actually did have proof of the photos. Like I said, I don't remember the account, but it will still be pretty cool if we do actually get the older style horses back. And there are a lot of mixed opinions on this. I see some people commenting on these TikToks saying, well, that's not fair. I want to show off that I had my account for such a long time. First of all, newer players were still able to buy these older horses when they were still in the game before they like disappeared like out of the game where you're not able to buy them, basically. So it's like, okay, well, if you're a level 10 player now, they can still have the older horses if they bought them before they retired them, if that makes sense. So it's like, I just turned level 24, and yes, I have a bunch of older horses, but some of my older horses I did buy like a couple months ago before they retired. So even having like older horses, hold on, I'm getting a call. Okay, so I kind of forgot what point I was on because I was on FaceTime for like an hour. Lag, bro, is horrible. Anyways, but yeah, basically summarizing what I just said, hopefully in a less like confusing way, but it's like I still bought horses that were going to be retiring like a couple months ago. Like, why are you complaining to prove that you're an old player? That's also my thing, because older players can still buy those older horses like months before they were going to be retired, and also like level 15 players, like lower level horses, can still buy older Generation 1 horses even though they weren't around back then when they were introduced in the game. Same with Generation 2. So honestly, you can't really show that you're an older player by what horses you have, because basically anybody besides like the newer players you can't show how long you've been playing for, like, horse-wise. Oh my goodness gracious. What is happening?
This is crazy.
So, you know, I hope that makes sense because, like, oh my goodness, if I fail this, race, but yeah, basically, older horses can't prove how long you've basically been playing for. Another point I do, see people making is these horses are going to be rare. They shouldn't ever come back into the game, and in my opinion, honestly, I never got the Generation 1 Fjord, and I do actually really want the Gen 1 Fjord, but some people are just so against it because they're like, Star Sable's growing, we don't want some of those old horses, because there are some people who do not like the older horses that only ride like the newer horses that are like, no, I don't want these horses ever back in the game, we don't want them, but then on the other hand, there's so many older players who actually do want them. I've been playing Star Stable for 10 years, so I have collected quite a few of the older horses. The Fjord, unfortunately, was never one of the ones that I actually did buy, but I have so many other older horses that I absolutely love. And yes, I did buy some just because they were going to be retired, because I did not know this was a possibility, or no one was really talking about this as a possibility, a vintage barn that comes back monthly. So basically, what I see, like, some people describing the vintage barn, like, that, like, every month, different, like, older horses will be able to be put up for purchase, which I find pretty cool, because, like, some month it'll be the Fjords, another month will maybe be the Gen 2 Icelandics, or, like, maybe, like, the Generation 1, like, Appaloosas, along with the Gen 2 Appaloosas, maybe do it by breed. Who knows if it's going to be all of them, like, at once. We don't really know. This is just a possibility, and Star Stable said right now the team is thinking about it, and this has been a thing since April, but, like, they haven't announced anything about it yet, and I haven't really seen too much, like, new information on it. Like I said, this is just a possibility, but the files are still in the game for these horses. You can't completely delete all these horse files, because if you completely delete all the horse files, like I said at the beginning of the video, we wouldn't have our older Generation 1 and 2 horses that have actually been retired. And also, Star Stable did bring back the Nixies. If you guys remember, Star Stable said the Nixies are never coming back, but since people already had them in their stables, they were able to pull from those game files, and were able to bring them back into the game for people to purchase one last time. So, that's also another thing. I think people are also forgetting about that, but there are multiple sides to this. A lot of people are saying, no, don't bring them back. Like, they're, like, rare horses. I want to prove that I'm an older player. But once again, older horses can't really prove anything, in my opinion, because newer players can still own them before Star Stable retired them, like, a couple months ago. But also, level really shows how old you are, if that makes sense. I believe I said that earlier. But yeah, a lot of other people really want them back. I see people tagging them, or Star Stable, tagging Star Stable, a lot of, like, TikToks, Instagram posts. I believe it's on Instagram. I think I've seen a couple posts on Instagram about it. Haven't really seen anything really on YouTube, but I would love to know what you guys think, about this. Once again, this is pretty interesting, and I would really love some of these older horses to come back. I'm completely not against it. Yes, Star Stable is a growing game, and there of course are newer horses, and I absolutely do really love the newer horses. I think the newer horses are really adorable, but I also really love riding the older horses around as well. And I know some people are like, Star Stable's a growing game, they should not bring back these horses, because then they're going to be going backwards. But the older horses, in my opinion, do show growth compared to the newer horses, obviously. So I do like the idea of a vintage barn, but comment down below if you guys like the idea of a vintage barn, because I definitely do. And it'll be a traveling horse market. It'll be in different places. I believe that was also something that someone said. Like I said, it would only be once a month, and I believe very select few breeds at a time, kind of like the horse sale we have, like, once a month of very select breeds. I don't know why I said horse so weird, but anyways, comment down below your guys' thoughts on this. But that's all I have to say for this video. Let me know if you guys want more training videos. I just don't really have any, like, topics to really talk about, but I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!